Are we live?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you done hit it?
Yeah, it's 7 o'clock.
God almighty. I brought you a chair, or you could have that one. Let's see. So it's live and it's picking us up now. And I'm trying to see.
It is. It's the boy.
Yeah. I have a,
Do you have anything in real time? Aaron, would you introduce people to everyone?
Welcome everybody. Tonight we have Mr. Craig Hopkins. Him and Juby are going to go over shrinking, spreading metal on the Alpha, correct?
That's semi-correct. Not bad, Aaron. You did real good. What we're actually going to do is we're going to talk about a patch panel on a very difficult area of the car to fix. We're going to talk about how it was welded in, why it was welded in that way. Juby's done all of the welding on the panel except for the inner panel.
I messed it up.
No, he didn't. It's a very thin panel, it's very difficult. So we're going to identify what's low metal, what's high metal, and how to address the problems. So when I walk through the process, we'll see why we left the inner structure in to put the outer panel on. It gave us the ability to stabilize the panel and cut the outer panel, the inner panel out, giving us the ability to address the butt level. That's what we're going to do tonight, a little bit. I don't know what Juby's got in mind for it, but
He's professional.
I'm going to hold the camera.
He's professional there. What's up, Paradise Bay? See, this tells you who's on.
Well,
they're saying
it tells you no comments.
There's 5 people on watching right now at this moment. Usually it takes a minute, and they'll start rolling. Charlie and Scott and
Wes said he was going to be a few minutes late, but he'll be here.
Go.
Yeah, we'll gather everybody up. I'll try not to pick my nose too much. But what I want to do is I want to give some tips out, because really what the imperative thing is to identify high and low metal. When you butt weld a panel like this, you're going to have both of them. So when I get over to the panel, it'll be a lot easier to describe what we're going to do. I don't know how long we're going to keep the introduction rolling, and I'm kind of jonesing to get over there and lift up a little metal.
Yeah, Craig is joining us tonight, so he probably don't want to stay too late, and I don't want to keep him late. So can you
Paradise
hear?
is on time for a change.
Can you hear everything good? I know Craig's back here, and I talk really loud, but
Juby likes to talk.
Juby's dad says we got the master in here tonight.
yeah. So
We won't talk about all of that.
so y'all hear
Let's just see
Craig.
if we can follow along and perhaps just pick up a few pointers. That's what it's all about. And really
Hey,
what I
Rod's
want
by
to get the
design.
people to see when you put the patch panel in, because the part we're patching, there's no other part but a patch panel. Sometimes you come up against that situation, and there are ways to correctly install them, and then there's ways to just get in a heck of a lot of trouble.
Yeah. So
When everybody logs in here, I'm assuming we're going to go
Yeah,
over
we
to
will.
the panel and
we got 13 people on right now,
13 people.
and we got
Mike and Mary, go. Hey
These-
guys.
Paradise has a YouTube channel. Go has a YouTube channel. Rise by Design TV, they have a channel. And then Paradise, and then Mike and Mary had their car built here.
Yep.
I'm feeling intimidated.
So
So we'll give you guys about another minute, and then I'm gonna grab the camera and I'm gonna let the guys show y'all what they have planned for this evening.
yeah, while we're waiting a minute or so to get everybody.
I'm probably going to work for maybe, I don't want to do the whole thing, it'll bore you to tears. I just want you to get the identification of what we're talking about, why we did it, how we did it, help you along. And then I'm sure Juby has other stuff to do for you. Don't look at my 49 Ford behind me, because
I put it there on purpose so
junk
y'all
kit.
could tell him to build
I'll
it.
probably finish it maybe before I can't drive and see anymore.
I'll drive him around.
Yep.
There you go. Juby's volunteered to drive me around.
Eternal shotgun.
I
So
want a place to hide it.
Hey
I'd have to
Charlie.
look at it.
yeah, Charlie's on. But I guess we're probably gonna run over there. But before we do, I was going to talk about T-Rex Garage. I got their sticker. They have offered to do the paint and body work on the Laura Levine project for Modern Riding. So y'all go on Facebook, Instagram, You can actually check them out. Their website's a whole lot better. He don't really do much social media stuff. His name's Rex, and y'all go check him out, give him a like, and check out his work. I guess we'll let Aaron grab the camera. Let's see, Craig, I've watched you for years. You've helped me a lot on my Chevelle. That's Mr. Charlie. I love Charlie.
Shout out to Charlie from Juby.
Yeah.
Let's go to work, kids. We want to work.
Let's do some work. Well, I'm gonna hold the camera. That's all I'm doing today.
That's all you're doing. I ain't doing much. I don't guess. I'll bring this over here so you can check it out.
I got my handheld.
I have no idea what I did with mine.
So this is for a 1965 Alfa Romeo.
No, I believe it's a little later than that.
Oh, 67.
Yeah, this is a Duetto car.
Duetto.
A Duetto.
Couldn't find my safety glasses.
Oh, this ain't driving.
What? Is it? It's not on.
That'll do it every time.
It's been sitting there perfectly stabilized.
Yeah. Okay.
It must be balanced.
We're in business now.
Okay. So here's the primary thing that's happened to this hatch panel area of the car. Again, it's all that's available. So to get the project started,
He sounds very professional. He sounds way better than me.
now
He's been doing this
we
for
love
years.
Juby, but we don't like him. So what we did was, what Juby did for me,
What you want to do?
is we left the inner structure in it before we welded this panel on. That allowed us to register so the panel would be exactly the correct length. Now if your car was hit in the back, straighten the panel as best as possible until you can make it fit the car. Then leaving the inner panel in, cut the outside panel off, and then tack it together and then butt weld it. You can cut little windows in here to help lift it if that's what has to be done to get it to be flush. Then the inner structure was cut a little longer than the weld because this is what we're going to address tonight. Is I don't care how good you are, it's never going to be 100%er. So you need to do a little metal work.
It'll be 97% when y'all get done with it.
So the first thing to identify is what's high metal and what's low metal. And the reason I want to do that is because, and I've worked this out a little bit, you can't drive high metal down and lift low metal up. If you lift the low metal up, the high metal will drift into it. Then when we got it where it's probably going to be all up a little bit, then the pieces we can't get rid of with the low picked up, we're going to shrink them with an acetylene torch. Some people like to utilize a rag and cold water. I avoid it simply because it makes the metal brittle. If we keep working this with a torch, we're annealing the metal and it makes it easier to work. That's the whole object. Don't work yourself to death, make it easy. So the first thing I have right here, I can feel the metal's a little high here, but it's falling down on this side of it. So because it's a 22 gauge panel, I'm not going to just get in there and go crazy on it. But I am, you probably won't be able to see this very well. But I'm just lifting up that low metal. If you can see right over here, see where I've already picked this side? And then when I file it, you can see it for sure where I've picked it, because I've already picked this up. But I want to do a little bit more down here. And I know I'm blind, but I can still see it picking a little bit. It dropped in pretty good right there. It's a pretty good way you should describe it. It fell a lot.
Yeah.
See the dents coming up? I don't know if you can see it picking up, but it is. Okay, now starting back down here where I've worked this a little bit, we're going to continue, we're going to start shrinking it a little more. Just poked a hole in there, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
That'll weld up later. It's a good tear.
That's where that big dent was.
Very carefully, don't go crazy on picking the panel to death. Now, I like TIG gloves. They're easy. They give you a little more dexterity, and you can feel better through them. And we're going to be working with a torch, so you don't have to burn your hands.
No, no, no.
Unless you just like to be burned. I don't.
Juby's brother says, hey, Craig.
Hey, Juby's brother, Joshy.
Hey, Mr. Josh.
My dad said Craig been on vacation, so he's ready to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's not been on vacation. He's been busy, busy, busy.
Well, I was busy in California. We
Yeah.
vacationed in Oklahoma.
Yeah, vacation in Oklahoma.
We hung out with a Okie contingency, if you can say that.
Oh, just lost a couple subscribers.
What? Doing
I was
that?
playing.
Oh.
Is it?
I got it. You see what happens when you work around a lot of people that don't pay attention? That oxygen bottle's just about dead empty. And I'm hoping we got enough to at least get a little shrinking done. It's
Yeah.
paramount.
We got a little.
Very little. Now, you see me putting that against my arm and you wonder what I'm doing. I don't like to light the torch straight up acetylene. Puts all those nasty little feathers up in the air.
Parachute.
And I know if you play with straight oxygen, it can blow up on you, but I'm careful. But I'm just feeling how much oxygen I have rolling out of there, so when I put the acetylene to it, and no feather,
Beautiful.
no stupid crazy stuff.
Voila.
Now, yeah, voila!
Voila.
I just want a nice little neutral flame. And I have the chair down here, so I can set the torch down while I'm working.
See, I don't do nothing.
That's moral support.
Exactly, you need it.
Everybody needs moral support. Okay, right over here it's a little hot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up about a dime, no more than a quarter worth of metal. And it's the first blow that makes the difference. Because when I get it warmed up, I'm going to take the hammer without anything behind it and I'm going to hit it down. And you're going to see the metal's going to fold in on itself a little bit. Then I'm going to very carefully just start working it around on the dolly, lightly, a little planishing blows. You'll see it. And that'll shrink the metal.
Sounds like
Here
we're
we go.
watching one of his.
There it is, right there. That's about a quarter. First hit. See it? Go down. See the divot in it. You can hear it right on the dolly. Oh yeah, it's going down. It's tough on a weld. It doesn't work like the rest of the metal, but we'll do it. See, Juby is useful. Just nice little planishing blows. Now I'm kind of liking this. I'd like it to be. It's again, this is a feeling thing. So I'm a little high right back here, but I've actually got it shrunk down past the point. which is going to work to our advantage. Put another little, I already worked this area, but I got a little one right there I want to get rid of.
I'm over here catching flies. My mouth wide open, oohing and on.
Amazing. Pumped up.
See it, huh? You hear it right on the dolly. That's what you want. Right little blows. Where you have gloves on, so you can feel what the heck's going on there. Right there. I told you this gets boring as heck, so
I think it's magic.
I like this side. I don't like this side so much. Juby, if you'd be a real gentleman and grab a blower and an air hose, I can bring some of this down a little bit more.
And while we're doing that, we've got a new person that has joined. Hey, Ty. Named Style. Nice to have you. And you say you have some questions. We will try to get to all the questions we can. We will sit back towards the end.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
Now, the little cool air helped quite a bit, believe it or not. So I'm still low right in this area here, but I'm still a little high along that ridge. So let's just see if we can bring this up a little more. Oh yeah. Yes, indeed.
All this worked great when we did the trunk on Lower Levant. It's saved on body work.
Is there a reason you're hitting it and pulling it instead of just
I
direct
like to
hammering?
get the metal to kind of start moving with the hammer a little bit. Psychological, makes me feel good.
There you go.
Everybody needs a 9-tooth body file. You can see the areas I picked right back here, right there. Now, right away, you see where we got the lows. And I'll tell you, I could live with low metal. You can't live with high metal. If it just takes a little skim coat to fill it, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have high metal, you have to fill it to the end of the world.
Maybe one day he'll get in here on Tech Talk Tuesday and teach me how to do lead.
Leading.
It's dangerous. You can't use it.
Did I say lead? I meant Bondo.
Lead in the can.
Yeah. One day, I'll teach myself.
He'll teach you. Hey, don't take on too many
Wait a
things.
minute, we don't like Juby.
That's okay.
But we love him.
I love myself.
You should. I told you I love it. I just don't like it. Okay, now this is coming close enough for body work right here. That little low spot, maybe we can just
Aaron's getting this gimbal thing down. We have a mic mod that helps pick up, but you can't put it on with it on the gimbal.
I like the gimbal more than the mic mod.
And it seems to pick up good. I haven't had no
See where the
complaints.
center of that started coming right up for us. That's what the file tells you.
That's nice.
Now, we could stay here and pick this and file it all night. Metal finish it out, but it's not necessary to do when you're just doing a patch panel like this. You can get it down to where when you bring your filler over it, and it makes the perfect plane and it doesn't have high metal. We'll just have to work this all the way across like this. Get it about here. If you don't like a little low metal, pick it up a little. But the high metal has to be shrunk down. So we're about this far into the deal now. Oh, a couple of hours will probably be where we want to be. Nobody said it would be quick and easy, but if you apply those rules, low metal up, take the high metal down. Don't try to drive high metal down to bring the low metal up. Pick the low metal up first, like you can see it right here. Then do your shrinking. File it, make sure where you're at. You got a winner.
I like it. Guys, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and type them on out. I'll read them out to Mr. Craig and Juby. Somebody's going to have the answer.
Lord
Craig.
willing.
Craig will.
Craig will?
Yeah.
Gregory.
I'll get that stuff.
Done got it.
Done got it. I don't have any questions coming through except for, let's see. Ty said on an A-body Duster, front frame rails and bent, rusted and bent, will we install from a donor car?
You have to,
Yeah.
because there are no new rails.
That's
Not
what
front
we're
ones.
fixing to do that now.
All the front rails have to be used rails. You know, as a matter of fact, we're actually in the middle of doing that right now. We had a Dodge Dart come in, 69 car, really nice car, but popped on the front end and bent the rails. So we called up a Mopar only wrecking yard and salvage yard, I guess, and have a set coming for it. That's what you have to do. You have to replace. They're almost impossible to straighten. The way they're boxed and shaped, you just can't make it work.
But we can find you a donor as long as they're out there and we can find them, we can get them and install them for you.
Devin's on there.
Yeah. Hey, Devin.
He's come on.
They do
Fish.
make rear frame rails. He's right about that. They do not make front.
Yeah. Rear. So.
We're gonna. What are you gonna do tonight? What's Juby doing tonight?
I don't know.
Juby
I want to
did.
see Juby work.
I should have been working on the
Camaro.
Camaro floor.
I'll tell you what. That's a working fool right there. I hope it doesn't hurt when we have to clone him, because we need another Juby pretty bad. If you're another Juby, you come see me. I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
There's a battery of testing that you have to go through. You've got to be half Craig, half Juby to work here.
And you don't get to have Mrs. Juby as the prize.
That's right.
So you only get one Juby, Mrs. Juby.
Uh-oh. I don't know.
Okay, you can talk about the band.
Oh, that I didn't open. I left that there to set the camera on because we're using American Auto
Yeah, I was
wire.
going to say. I didn't
Yeah,
think
we're
you were doing that.
changing that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're still live, I assume. We'll just kind of listen to the dialogue in the back.
Yeah.
Paradise said with heat shrinking, you start from the middle out, question mark, worst area out, insight into your strategy.
Aha, strategy. That's always something one should have. One should approach with a strategy. Actually, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for the highest spot. And that's where I put the heat. And then it's that first blow of the hammer that upsets the metal to bring it in. Now that's 22 gauge panel. It's tough to work with. If you're working with 20 or 18, it's a lot easier to work that metal because it'll take more of a hit. That's a finesse job right there. It's all finesse, but I hit it. I hit the blow, and then I try to come around the outside and bring everything back into that middle.
Yeah.
What about using a lead alternative that's similar to lead?
I'm not opposed to using either or. Personally, I like the 3070 lead. I like real lead. I'm not afraid of it. I don't grind it up and sniff it. But as far as heating it up and paddling it, I have no fear. It's like anything else. It's in the tinning. If you have super clean metal and you tin it properly, the lead will stick to it. After that, it's just heat control.
One day I'll learn it.
If the panel has a few small holes, is it better to fill or cut and replace it with a new one?
Well, that depends on what you mean by a small hole. Let's look at this fender real quick right here. Are we talking a hole this size?
Or in the trunk holes.
Or are we talking about a hole
That
that size? Now,
How big is your hole, Go-Go?
The hole's this size, I cut a little plug and weld it in. If it's the size of the front fender, I just weld the hole shut. Start on the outside edge, bring it on around to the middle. Go, you know, it's a finesse deal. If you haven't welded a lot, you just have to keep practicing until, don't practice on your car, practice on your friend's car. Halfway when you screwed it up and you learned, you can fix your own.
I've seen you do the little cinnamon bun fill technique.
Well, that's usually he's plug welding. That's a structural weld. But to weld a hole up, like I said, I normally just start the wire on the outside edge and just until I get
around
in the middle.
Till I'm in the center. Unless it's something that big, then I cut something and put in there. I won't sit there all day. Them right there, I can weld them easy.
So again, it comes down to how big the hole is and
Where it's at.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the roof. You're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble right away.
That's thin metal up there.
Well,
it's just a little crown.
And it's in the heat that you put on that right there, that little bit of weld's gonna make you.
You know, that's one thing we didn't talk about when we were talking about lifting and shrinking metal. All car panels are crowned. And the reason they're crowned is because that's what gives them the structure. So if we're just trying to duplicate that shape, that's why I'm lifting the metal in the low, because I'm trying to get the crown back into the metal and then shrink the other metal down so it makes the perfect transition. But every panel on the car is crowned for even the top's crowned into the middle, because that's all that holds it up. A sheet metal just flops.
I think that's all the questions we have at the moment, unless you... Go-Go did say, and then there are tiny ones from rust. I can use copper behind it. Your brother said, or put brass.
I don't like to rust up tiny little holes because there's probably more rust behind it.
You can look right here. A good example. By the way, this weekend, I don't know if y'all seen the video, but I got the gas shocks installed and they come out perfect. Like, very first time I stuck them in there, I got in there and laid and looked to see where they were going to lay at, and I hooked them up and it works. I mean, it's great. Sounds
So what
good.
do you recommend if there's rust instead of just a naked hole?
Can you see this?
Yes.
If you weld these shut, when you feel up back, there's still rust behind here. You're not solving a problem.
Yeah, you can see I was welding them because it was just a bunch of little holes. And then Craig came and he told me that that's just going to be problems in the end. So we went and got a donor and we're going to de-skin it, and I'm going to cut the back off, which is something I could probably do. I could pull it around here and start cutting it, cutting it off.
That'd be a good thing to do.
Instead of, if I would have knew, I didn't know how long Craig was going to run on this, because we usually do like an hour. I would have brought the Camaro over here because I know y'all all like to see the Camaro stuff. But I guess since it's in the corner and I got parts to put away in the morning,
Might just be a short night. Who knows?
I'll drag the deck lid around here and we'll talk about it, and I'll start taking the skin off of it.
So if you don't have a donor, would you just cut away the area
You can make,
and patch?
yeah, I would make that in probably 4 pieces. And I would just make it in sections to where I could replace it. Down where they had good metal. Because why would you want to put all the work in your car, paint your car, to have it come back on you? That's just try to avoid that problem. Think about your repairs as, I want this to last for a lifetime. The installation center way.
Ken says if you put brass behind it, for some reason it draws something out of the brass and makes it super hard, and a filler don't like to cut it. A file, that should have said.
Yeah,
A file don't like to cut it, sorry.
That's true. The brass won't file. It will file, but it won't file the same way as the ferrous metal. So it'll have an uneven cut. A lot of people will use a copper backer because the weld wire won't stick to it to plug a hole. That way they can weld around the hole and not have it go back inside but not stick to the copper. So that's an old school method. I taught myself a different way to do it. I don't use a copper.
All right, that's where we are on the questions at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, Julie, so you're going to go ahead and this is what I think. This is the donor. So grind it. Where are you going to cut? You're going to cut through here?
I guess I can. Probably the flattest area to grind.
Well, this,
And probably right along there.
So obviously the discussion here is, let's have a game plan before we just start cutting stuff up and thinking, oh dang, I wish I'd have done that different. This is my suggestion to Jimmy. This is what I want to see happen. I want whatever this panel is to come out in a complete piece. Then I believe he's going to just cut the skin off here so he can extract the part. Then in the car it's going into, we're going to lift up the flange so we can slip the part back up into where it's flanged in, weld it, and then put the flange back down. That way we get the whole part. There's no welding, no grinding up here. It'll just be whatever's cut down here.
Smarter, not harder.
And we don't want to go, like you wouldn't want to go right through here where you get a whole weld. We want to go where you only got short spots to weld.
That is
instead
smart.
of doing a whole line. And then you don't want to do it where you got a lot of different transitions.
Right.
So you want to try and get the, you know, maybe right there above that, so you get above this on both of them. It might miss all of them.
Now when you cut the skin off, make sure you cut it off past. And when we pull the other one up, we'll actually cut a little along here through the panel. It'll be through the trunk, but it won't matter because I want it to be up enough to get it to go in there instead of trying to fight the flange here. That's a thought.
I was wondering, it really ain't no, I don't know. I didn't know if maybe cutting it down here to keep, I guess it don't matter. We'll have the angle right here, that's flush. We can lay a scale on it and get it.
What you want to do is just have all the rust out of that lead covered with this part. So don't cut it short and then go, oh dang, we still got rust.
Yeah. I think that one's pretty solid all the way. I mean, except for right there.
I believe it's just coming apart exactly where the water laid in it.
So is this a measure twice, cut once kind of scenario? You want to make sure that you're going to cut out enough of the donor to cover the damage in the original.
What I would like to see done is I would like to see this cut out. Then the other one cut short. Long here, short here. Push this piece up inside. Then we can make the perfect scribe from this part to the new part so it'll butt weld really tight. That's the secret. So that's why I want to slip it up in. If we can slip it up in there and the old panel is still backing it up, kind of like we did on the Alpha deck lid there.
Yeah.
And lay this on top of it. This will be described onto the other court for the exact cut. You'll see it all happen because Juby will probably go ahead and do that.
Yes.
Not tonight, I don't think. I don't think he's got the
Now, I ain't gonna do all that. I'll probably just cut it and get it off of here. I like to lay a piece of tape on there, but myself, so I
I'll
know.
tape it.
Mr. Ken says, "Hey Craig, what do you think about the Galaxy so far?"
Well, I was really close to putting it into the dumpster, but then I decided we would just go ahead and finish the old damn car. Actually, the guy that wants that car wants it really bad. And I think, you know, he got a lot of pride in the car, and Juby's done a stellar job on the car. So, we did a Galaxy once before, 63.5 car as a project for AMD, kind of a display car. This is different. This is a personal, real car. Somebody's gonna have a lot of pride enjoying that car. Don't get me wrong. I like the project. I'm just pulling your chain.
I guess I'm gonna.
So you're taping just to give yourself an idea of where you're cutting,
Yeah, I guess I'm.
to kind of keep you in a.
Because I got to stay below all this. I don't want to cut through all that bracing there because it
No,
needs
you're
to
right.
support it.
You're doing the right thing.
But right in here, I'm going to be below it, but I think it'll be all
Why don't you
right.
cut on the top of the line?
The what?
Top of the line.
On the top line? Yeah.
We'll put it down.
Yeah.
We'll cut
Yeah,
on
I
the
could
top.
do that. And that way I could only go to right there to there. So yeah.
You're okay, Miller, you'll get it.
Scott has joined the party. Hey Scott, we built his convertible.
His vert. You
His-
better watch
yeah,
out now.
his
That's his
vert.
vert.
It's
I don't know
His
if
vert.
anybody saw, but he posted this humongous rat he
Yeah.
eliminated
Charlie
today.
or Wes one said it wasn't a rat. It was some kind of possum, whatever state or something. Possum. Yeah, that's kind of crooked, but
was the state bird type.
but Craig's eye's crooked. I don't know why he did that so crooked. He said earlier that he can't see very well.
I can see better than that.
I'll tell you, this camera kind of puts a bit of a convex lens type look to it, so it looks really crooked through the GoPro.
Yeah,
Don't trust
But-
your GoPro.
Do not trust your GoPro if you're trying to do straight lines, I promise you.
Trust your fearless leader.
Scott said that rat was bigger than a dollar bill. That's not
Yeah.
a mouse, that's definitely a rat.
it's not really 100% on this either, because
Yeah.
when we put the
It's more of a guide, correct?
yeah, because when we put this on the other one, we're gonna cut the other one long, and then we're gonna put this one on there and we'll
We'll
scribe it,
balance it.
and it'll all come out. This is just letting me know that I don't want to go
Further.
further up to kind of guide me. I could have probably eyeballed it, but
All right, if
Because
there's no more
Craig's-
questions,
No? Oh, wait. Question for y'all. Looking at a 49 Dodge 5-window grocery getter V6. Good patina, not much rust. What do you think about how much I should pay? This is Mike and Mary. We've built a car for them.
there's no way to know on that information. V6, I'm assuming somebody's changed the motor because originally it would have been a flathead inline 6-cylinder motor. But, you know, the variables are just what's the suspension, what's the brakes, what's the interior, how's the mechanicals, what's the body. I get the patina aspect. Historically, those cars don't bring a lot of money. Not like it would be if it were a early Ford or early Chevrolet.
There you go, Miss Mary. But we can watch ourselves.
Thank you, Miss Erin.
Thank you,
been a
Craig, for
pleasure.
being here with us. That was super fun, and
Mr. Juby.
we learned some things.
yeah. So you gone? I got oil all over it. I can't even get it off.
Everybody say good night. Craig is taking it to the house.
Yeah.
Out of here.
And we'll grind on this some and cut and talk and
See you in the morning.
Till about 9.
I don't know about 9.
Aaron about killed me when I said 9.
All right, I'll sit it down.
You got children at home.
I got fur babies.
So, needed some.
Oh!
I don't know who it was.
Ear. I don't. Do you have ear protection, GBB?
Do I?
For me?
Why? I got earbuds.
I got it.
There's earplugs in the box over there. Oh, there should be right there. Or he's got some ear muffs.
He got on to. I need my eyeballs.
So, check this out. Let me see. She probably been holding back over here. Let's see.
I think I've read all the messages except for the last one that Miss Mary just sent about it was an inline 6.
The oils come out everywhere.
I smell it.
Well, it ain't oil. It's a PV blaster.
Yeah, red ones ain't out here, so I got 2 pairs.
There's probably laying on
Right
the
over there on the thing.
they're probably right there's some laying on the boat on the Coyote.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to swap the Coyote? I seen a friend of mine post today saying they got a couple of Godzilla motors in for $8,500.
There's a tech tip. Don't get yourself deaf. Use your ear protection.
I do have on my eyeballs today.
Yes, somebody posted some Godzilla motors with everything.
And we do have Miss Deaton will get in there and she'll make sure I'm wearing my stuff. So.
Yeah. This is a 3-inch 3/16 grinding rock. If Craig sees you out here using a 36 grinding that, he's gonna get your butt. Because these cost more than these, and these last a long time, and it does just as good as that. And you don't want to run it
Wide open.
It'll glaze over and it won't cut. You want to run it slow, kind of like when I was running the sander earlier. First thing Craig said when he came in was, you're running it too fast, it's not biting. And I know that, but I had earbuds in and I was listening to my radio, whatever, and I couldn't really tell how fast, and the thing's right there where you bump it, so it could have been running all night like that.
I do like a 24 grit on the 4-inch.
Yeah, see, he's got this thing. Man, what the heck?
Looks
Oh,
good.
that thing looks dangerous. We'll try.
You like danger.
No, that hot rod over there, I tell them about the hot rod all the time. Let's see what this thing does.
Y'all be good, yeah.
This thing's scary.
Just try it.
It's close to your fingernail. Which way?
Oh!
Yeah. I'm just making sure it's going the right way. If it catches my fingernail, it don't rip it off. It just lays it over.
It's a nail trimmer and all.
Yeah.
If it was going this way and my finger got in it, it'd snap my nail off.
About halfway out, just keep it moving back and forth, then it's all right off. It needs a new disc, but just try it.
See you in the morning. Love you. Oh, boy. Oh, it's got an adjustment on it.
You got it on Mach 12?
Yeah. I probably should get my earbuds, but
I feel like I'm hollering.
I'm gonna be throwing it at you. As I'm going along, you can see it separating. Erin set the camera down. Oh, she's good. But as I'm going along, you can see it start separating.
You see the untouched metal to where he sanded.
So I'm just gonna go around the edge till I'm past a little ways and knock it off. Some of y'all are probably wondering why this thing looks as good as it does, as to why I'm using this as a donor compared to the one that's on the car. Well, this one is rotted out here on the outside, because I had looked at using this one before and it's rotted. I don't know how bad, but it's rotted out in there. Might use this out of it, the key. And then I got to thinking that maybe I could just patch this easier than patching this, but I'd already tubbed and moved the mount for the hinges. I moved them in. So if I was to patch this one, the outside, and leave all this, I would have to cut my tub pieces out and mold them into this car, and it would have been a whole lot more work. So we're just gonna scavenge this piece out and we're gonna use it in that.
This is from a two-door, correct?
Yes, this is from the same exact car. We have another one over in Waltopia at AMD. So Walt donated this one off of that car, which there's a lot of parts off of this that came from that car.
Thank you, Walt.
So yeah, I ran over there today and picked it up, because today was my only free day at lunch to be able to go pick this up, because I got to get it done so that Friday I can load this thing on the trailer and get it down to paint. Rex at T-Rex Garage says that he'll have it ready for me to come pick the chassis up within a week. I'm not sure, but that's what he says. So
you and Craig went and checked his shop out?
Yeah, we went down there and checked his shop out. He's got a cool place, a lot of business. So we're hoping that we can pull this off. He said he was gonna get me the chassis back in a week. If he don't, I'm still good, but trying to do all the body work to it while it's on the chassis so everything's in line. It's gonna be a black car. You wanna sand all these gaps and across here, while you wanna block sand across these gaps instead of doing it individual parts. For one, you want it to be sanded to where it profiles good, but when you got the door off and you're sanding it, you typically roll this edge and you'll roll this edge. So when you paint it and put it together, you'll see that roll in it. We want it to be smooth as glass all the way across. So he's gonna do all the body, get it ready to break apart, and I'm gonna carry our jig down there. I'm gonna set the body back on the jig. He'll have everything else busted apart, hanging on his carts to be painted. I'm gonna bring the frame back and I'm gonna start finishing up on the frame. My dad has the rear end. He's already cut it down, got the axles, got all the measurements, and he's gonna be sending Strange the form, filling out the form for Strange axles, and getting the custom axles cut by Strange. So we'll get them back and try to get this thing together. 100 days. It's either 100 or 99.
16 Tuesdays.
It's horrible. I gotta get to work. If anybody wants to come help, you're welcome to come help. Good on questions, good.
Yep. Charlie said now your PB blaster on the raw steel.
Oh, over there? Yeah, probably. Hopefully not, but maybe. But I gotta go sand it. I'm gonna run all over it before I carry it down there, and they'll probably hit it again because I've already got handprints here where people have touched it. So it's gonna have to be sanded, and then they'll probably have to put something on it to neutralize it. I'm not sure. Craig knows. Should have asked him, but
You're not the body guy, right?
no. I know I made a video.
You'll see us? Oh, it's back.
Oh, it's back. I seen it go connection loss. That's why I bit my lip. But I went down to Lanier and Joey was down there and he was pressure washing like the bare metal. So he has some kind of chemical that he sprays on there and it does something, and then he washes it again and something just before he does the powder coat. So I don't know if they do something like that with paint and body. I mean, but obviously they've got to do something to neutralize if somebody has touched it so that it don't rust. But then again, I think maybe if it's sanded down and all that, then
I trust that Rex knows what to do.
He's got he's a master body tech. I believe that's what I read, and he's got some good stuff there. He's actually got a Rolls Royce in there. He's doing a big new one, like. So.
Hey EL, hey Days Life. Charlie said, "Isn't this the overhauling shop? Didn't they build a car in a week? You need a bigger crew." I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. It's just me. It's just me. It would be nice to have some of that movie magic, but that's what's really put this car behind is movie magic, because I've had to video a lot, which hasn't been put out yet because the magazines don't want a lot of stuff out before it comes out in the magazines or it comes out. So a lot of stuff hasn't been released on it. So me trying to build this car, film, take pictures, step by step, everything, a 2-hour job turns into a 2-day job when you got filming and photography involved. So that's what's put this behind, besides waiting on the trunk floor until whenever it was. But yeah, filming and photography has put this car behind. I can't say that it's any of my fault. I mean, I might have could have pushed a little harder, but I don't know. I've been here.
It's kind of been a hurry up and wait project.
Yeah, I've been waiting on not only doing the filming and the pictures and all that, having to get those pictures submitted for the articles for the magazine, and then on top of all that, when you depend on a lot of other people that are in on the build, like AMD, Icon, the window tinting, Black Mountain, when you count on these people to be there and they say that they're sponsoring a build, you've got to kind of go on their timeline. And a lot of these people are facing shortages just like we are. All these people have been great. They've been on time. All the ones hanging up here. Orion has been there when we need them. Detroit Steel's been there with the wheels. They had an issue. They didn't have the material in. They finally got the material for the rear wheels, and as soon as that came, they popped them out, and I'm talking like 2 weeks they were here. The beauty rings, it's already at powder coat. We mocked it up on the rear to make sure that we got the measurements for the rear end. So all that's going into play, but you have to depend on so many people to uphold their end of the deal, and when they fell out, it puts more stress on you, and then it puts you behind. And we're behind a little bit right now, but just praying, and it's gonna happen one way or another. The car's gonna get built.
EL says put a sign on it that says please do not touch, and your dad said even if you're naked, don't touch. You would think everybody in the shop would know better, and I don't know, I'm sure we've mentioned it before, but we've got one guy that he literally I think if he walks by it and touches it, it rusts immediately.
We got them right here.
Do not touch.
Please look, but do not touch. There we go. I got you.
People mean well. They're like, oh, that's pretty, and they just want to touch it.
Yeah. They probably won't be there long. As soon as we open the doors,
they'll fly.
I'll fire this up. So,
Bob Tilley says, why not just put the whole trunk lid on the car? Why cut and patch the other on the car? We just went over that a few minutes ago, and I'll show you again. There is some rust damage on this one that would typically be harder to replace than what he's doing, on top of the fact that he's already tubbed the other one and got that set up, so he would have to cut it from that one and put it into this one. And
as you can see, from the edge of this to the center of this bolt is 9.5. Now if you come look at this one, it's already been modified, and my bolts are 14, basically 14 inches. So from right here where it was mounted, I had to make these and move it in because of the wheel tubs. So there was a lot of modding in this, and I still got to finish cleaning up that right there around and clean that. It'll get a little body work, but a lot got modded on this.
But to move all that to that one and then still have to repair the outside just isn't plausible, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And this one's not rotted on the back here.
No, it's beautiful. And like you said, he may use the key latch piece from that deck lid over there.
Yeah, so this one actually wasn't this bad. It had a little spot over here. It was on this side, or I think it was right there maybe, that I fixed. And that was when the deck lid was perfect. It was painted, it was factory color. I had already modded all this. I fixed that little spot that was rust, and we ended up deciding that we needed to strip all the paint off of it. So we carried it over and it got sandblasted on the rib parts, not so much onto the panel part, but on the rib part. And when they sandblasted right here, it blew all that. So that was unseen stuff. So that's another reason. If I would have knew that was like that before I did all the modding, I probably would have just patched the bottom part of that one.
Of this one over here. But
and
hindsight.
like this in here looks the same. Right here, you can see a couple little spots. Now, if I go weld them couple little spots and then get this blasted, it's liable to knock some holes in it somewhere. But that's why I'm not gonna weld them yet. I'm gonna go ahead and knock this off, cut it out, and I'm gonna look at the back side and see if it has some major spots. It don't really feel like it. It feels good. So when I get that piece out, I can expect the back side and maybe not blast it. I don't know. Maybe use the smaller blaster so it ain't so powerful, and then treat it. As you can see rust right here. That's rust.
Mary says, what color black? She says, don't laugh at her. Black is not just black in the paint world.
I am clueless. I am clueless.
So we'll know when it comes back?
Yes. Well.
Is it gloss or matte?
It's gonna be gloss black. So.
We do know that.
This thing's scary.
Yeah.
I'm throwing it directly at my
Screen.
over here.
Yeah. Hey, Wes.
Oh, he finally decided to join us.
Hey, look, he called her ahead of time and said, I'm gonna be late, but I'm coming. So at least he let us know. He said he had to get some grass cutting in before the rain, and we definitely know about that.
Yeah, I had to cut grass this past weekend, and I got to cut it again this weekend.
What you got going on?
Yeah, this thing's looking pretty bad down in there.
Oh, y'all see that? Icky.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not terrible. Hopefully it's just on this edge.
Yeah, hopefully it's on the side you're
But you can see
getting rid of.
they're really, now that I've moved it, you can see that's like pretty weak. So I don't know. I'm gonna let Craig look at it tomorrow and see what he wants to do. I'm gonna finish knocking it off.
Wes made me giggle. He said, tell Juby I'm sexy and I mow it.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Got to be more careful. Where's everybody from? Do we have anybody, you know, around the area, Georgia, on here?
I know we got a Pennsylvania in there and Ohio, I think. Y'all tell us where you're from again. Mary says, like her, it shows too much bumps in Matt because she wide.
Oh, God.
Everybody got jokes today.
I see. Yeah. All right, now I'm gonna cut it.
We're at 39%.
Yeah,
and it
I
is
might have time. I'm just gonna cut it. Go ahead and cut it off. I'm gonna get the hot rod. That way I ain't wasting no time.
oh my goodness.
Breaking out the big guns tonight.
Yeah, Wes, we are working on the Galaxy deck lid today. We have a donor here that Juby is gonna cut and splice and do some surgery.
Well, I ain't doing it all tonight, and you probably won't get to see it.
Maybe, we don't know.
We had Craig here in the beginning, and I didn't know how long he was gonna run because he wanted to come in and hang out and show us how to
Show y'all his magic of
how to work this and get it profiling
this
right.
is for the 67 Duetto Alfa Romeo.
So he hung out for a little bit, about 30 minutes. 40 minutes. And if I would have knew that he was gonna be here for a little bit of time, I didn't think he would stay too long. I would have went ahead and rolled the Camaro floor over here and jumped back on to working on it. But it's stuck over there in the corner and I got parts in front of it.
We got a full shop, guys.
Yeah, the back shop is like full too.
Just as full. We got cars everywhere, which is a blessing because some of them are done and just need to go home. Some of them are just coming in and we actually have parts to build them. We just got to get them cut down and sent to blast. Some are almost done and about to go home. So we got a lot in, I mean, different stages throughout, but it's good stuff. It's not bad.
Yeah, so.
We only have one car here that we can't build right now.
Yeah, Roadrunner.
Yep, poor thing. Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
All right, let me cut here.
Get to it. Where's it gonna shoot?
Somewhere. As you can see, I'm not cutting on the tape. I'm just cutting below it because I'm going to go back and sand all this stuff.
Well, like you said, it was just
and
a
I
guide.
wanted it longer. I don't want to get too high up into this corner. So that tape would have been putting me in the corner.
got my safety eyeballs on. That thing's throwing sparks 50-footing Buddha shot.
Yep, so we'll see here what it looks like. It's looking pretty rough. I don't know. We got them holes that were coming through. Then I seen a couple over here. I thought, yeah, there's one right there, there's a couple right there. But that's why I say them, you can't see it. But now that I got it off and you can get light behind it,
yeah.
You can see through it. So if I had to put this one on there, fixed all this, modded it, sandblasted it, all that would have blew through. So now,
Same place.
same thing that I'm looking at. So I'm gonna let Craig look at this in the morning and see if we want to try and find another deck lid or if we want to try and repair this one.
Gonna definitely be a Craig and Juby confad first thing in the morning.
Because I know if we blast this, it's gonna come to pieces.
We got one more joke.
Uh-oh, and you can see the Bondo.
Where was it? Where was it? Where
we
was
can
it?
sit down and
All right.
chat, and it's about time anyways.
Oh, my hand cramped up, y'all. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down while Juby's doing his run around and check some comments here. Juby asked if anybody was from Georgia. I see that Devin did a little hands up, hands up. Trying to find, oh. Devin said, what did I miss? And your dad said, your sandwich. Okay, I'll repeat it when you get out. So we got Go-Go from New York. That's a long way. Oh, Paradise, Canada. Eh? Got Tennessee is where Wes is at. Charlie's in Pennsylvania. Ben's in Minnesota. Mary and Mike are also in Pennsylvania. Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Did I say that right, Paradise?
Did you say Devin asked what did he miss? He was making a sandwich?
Devin said, what did I miss? And your dad said, your sandwich.
Oh, I figured he was asking what did he miss because he was making a sandwich.
Ty's from Maryland. We got folks all over, babe.
Yeah, I would wipe this, but I'm not because I'm liable to cut y'all off.
Woo! Mary said that in Montreal, gas is $8.50 a gallon. That's high, girl. That's real, real high. I don't want to drive in Montreal. And
So-
Wes said he had somebody that took 2 deck lids and made one for a '69 Camaro. That's cool. It's a talent. It takes some work.
I haven't had a sandwich in a month. Watch Ryan Martin try to tub a 69 last night on Street Outlaws. We said he should have called you. Yeah, he should have. Because that'd been a good one. I need to find somebody to do a tub kit on a 67, 68, or 69. Because I have had a lot of people message me wanting my tub kits. We haven't been able to sell them because we haven't had the wheel tubs, the wheelhouses in stock. Well, Erin checked yesterday, they're in stock, and she's like, how many? And I was like, I don't know, so many people's done messaged me. I think I told them all to email you. Not sure, but I got to thinking about it. I can't really do it yet. I can't really sell them yet because I don't really have the instructions on how to do it.
He hadn't put your DIY manual in there, so
Yeah.
we can send you the metal, but I guess everybody would have to call and be
now-
like, all right, Juby, I got them in the mail. Now tell me how to do it.
If somebody's tubbing one like I'm doing on the build with the frame or with the floor outside of the car, which is easy, there will be the video of it. You can just watch the tech talk, and I'll probably take and edit it, some of that, or I can redo it for
Say
that.
Cut and
But,
splice and just put it all together.
but I am looking for somebody that wants to bring their car here. I can't pay to have it shipped, and I'll tub it for free. So,
but you can't need any additional work on
Yeah.
it, because we're wanting to do it on a car with intact quarter panels, trunk, floor, whole nine. He's just going to get in there and simply do the mini tub.
yeah.
And you got to pay or have it transported here and pick it up. So if you
Now-
know anybody, or if you yourself have a 69, was you 7, 8, 9, or just 9?
Yeah, 67, 68, or 69, any of them will work, but it needs to be a good, solid car. I don't want to go cutting out the wheelhouse and then find out that it needs a trunk floor and I have nothing to weld to, and I need a good, solid car.
Maybe one that's already been restored but didn't get mini tub during the restoration. Mike Stout said, y'all looking good, Juby.
So appreciate it, Mike.
I agree, Go-Go. I think it's a pretty good deal. We're gonna have to definitely get some pictures so that we can look at it, because like Juby said, there's just...
And I said when I started the channel that when I got 1,000 subscribers, I was gonna give one away.
Yeah.
And I was gonna do it, and their car would be featured in the instructions and all that. So
Might potentially get it in all Chevy magazine. Who knows?
yeah. So yeah,
Yes.
Christmas Town. She calls it Christmas Town.
Well, I mean, from like November to February, it really is sparkly. I don't know
So,
how Helen
but I
handles the
can't-
light bill.
I can't afford to ship your car. I can do the work for you.
We'll even front you the parts.
And I'll even give you the parts and all that. And I probably could get it done like in the weekend, from a Friday to a Sunday. So
It depends on when we schedule it, what you got going on, and if the car actually shows up, and that's all it needs. Because
yeah. Now I could not tub mine, build the car, and then climb in there and do the tub, but that's a lot of work.
does the rear seat still fit after you tub it?
Yes. It works just the same as the Detroit Steel or Detroit Speed
So it doesn't
tub
affect
kit.
any
It don't
of the
affect the rear
interior?
seat. Just like my Galaxy tub kit. You still got back windows, you still got a back seat, and you can open the trunk on it and show it off. You ain't got to worry about opening it up and seeing big old 55-gallon drums in there for wheelhouses.
I doubt we're gonna market that tub kit though, because I don't think there's many people out there that can DIY that at home.
Yeah, yesterday I got confused. I said 200, but it's 300.
300 hours?
Is it
Or-
320 something, or is it 200?
No,
I
it's
can't
300 and something.
It's 300, about 330 hours, and
You
now
got 200 in the Alpha.
yeah, it's 300. It's over 300 hours in the trunk on this car at $75 an hour. So the tub kit on this car is $20-something thousand. Now if I redid it, I could do it a whole lot quicker.
And we
but
could get the time down. The
I
more
could
and
get
more
the time
you do,
down, but that was the first time tubbing and figuring it out, and it's big. Let me see what they said here.
Go-Go said it just affects the shot locations.
Well, rear seat. Yeah, shot locations.
And then Days Life says, anyone seen my Mazda tribute tailgate lift? I know where a Mazda's at.
Yeah.
It belongs to me.
Yeah, you can come get it if you want. It's sitting in the backyard.
She's for sale.
She don't have no lift gates.
No support shops.
Support
for the
shops.
liftgate.
I can weld you a rod in there with a little screw, and you can lift it up and tighten the screw, and it'll hold it up.
Just use the Louisville Slugger. They're in a different galaxy. Yes.
Yeah.
The Nawabians came and picked it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They are. They worked great too. Like, oh my.
Should we clue the rest in?
The what?
For the ones that don't know what you're talking about, the joke. It's the insider. We'll tell you next Tuesday.
That's why I was asking everybody where they lived, because I was trying to sit there with somebody near that had a 67, 68, 69 Camaro. Firebird.
Yes, that'll work.
We don't discriminate for just Camaros. The old fire chicken, we can do them. She likes birds.
I like birds.
Bird.
Bird.
I have to hear that all the time. Laying in the bed, Saturday morning, birds outside the window. She's there. Bird.
That's how I call them.
There's my bird.
I feed them.
She goes out on the back porch. She's like, the bird. She took the camera from inside the house,
Our
an
security
indoor
camera.
security camera, and mounts it up outside in a thunderstorm. So now we're short one camera
It wasn't storming at the time, and then by the time that the monsoon was over, I was like, oh God, I put our camera outside, and by the time I went out there, the camera was shot.
So.
And I missed the birds.
So now she just gets to go out there and say, oh, well, somebody's been here because my peanuts are gone.
Yep.
Or whatever she leaves out there.
Peanuts. That's the cheapest way to feed them.
If I come up missing or die, it's her. She's been watching murder mysteries and stuff
I've been
all
watching
the time.
Bird
since
shows,
we've been together.
And they do say that the crows and ravens do like chopped up meat.
And then today she's been researching and looking for life insurance. So if I come up missing or dead, I'm healthy. I don't know what she did to me.
The younger you are when you get life insurance, the cheaper it is, and we're not going to be young forever.
But let's see. We got 21 people, and
thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We were lucky enough to have Mr. Craig Hopkins hang out with us for about 35-40 minutes and show us some of his really, really awesome talents. Like, I know the camera didn't do it as good a justice as I would like it to have, because I literally, with my blind self, I could see the metal rising and falling as he worked it, and it's just too cool that you can take some parts from 1967, splice them together. That's a 67.
That's a 70, so.
That's a 67.
I don't know what it is.
It's a 67. But anyway, putting two pieces of old metal together, working them, it's magic to me.
Oh man, he says it, no joke, but I own a Mazda Tribute too. I got one.
What is it?
It's sitting in the back. It's a
01?
03, or I don't know, somewhere
in there. But it needs a new owner.
Yeah.
We have too many things with wheels, and it needs a new owner.
You want to go back and watch Craig do his magic?
Wes, I recommend it because the way he speaks, it just comes across so like he can make you relate to anything, and it just sounds easy. And then you go try to do it, and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
He sounds professional. I sound hillbilly.
He does. He really does sound like a college professor giving a lecture. This is how you should do it, and this is how you should do it.
He uses big words and stuff. I mean,
but his voice is soothing and calming too. Like, you don't get upset when he talks. And me and you have emotion in our voices. He's very steady.
If y'all haven't seen, which I haven't given none away in a while, maybe I'll do that next week.
DVDs?
DVDs, because Craig has a DVD series out. I don't know if he'll be making any more after these. I think he said once these are gone, they're gone.
He wants to make more DVDs, but he wants to use this guy.
He says I'm his replacement, so.
The owner of AMD, Mr. Mark Hedrick, has said, what are we going to do, Craig, if one of us dies? And Craig says, oh, Juby, that's my replacement.
So, yeah.
Big shoes to fill, babe.
I got this.
I know you do. You do. But you still got some learning that you can do too.
Some leading to do. She said leading, not learning. I know it all.
Craig's got some teaching to do.
I did shave, even though it don't look like it because I've been working. But I did shave all the fluff out here. I shaved it down a little bit. I did it myself.
I think it
So-
looks good. He was getting a little fluffy. And as y'all see, I'm a little lighter on the top as well, but my dreads will be going back in this weekend. I don't like this.
See, Wes is near, and I would tub Wes's car, but he's already getting a floor, and he's not doing his like that. He'll be building his like mine. So
it defeats the
I'm
purpose.
gonna tub Wes's car. I think he wants it tubbed.
I can't remember. I can't remember everybody's.
I'm gonna tub if he wants it tubbed. I'm gonna tub it for him when I build it. But it defeats the purpose of me tubbing one that I need.
The instructions for
And
it.
trust me, I don't want to do it because I don't want to climb around in the trunk and
It's
be
together.
cutting all this stuff because I am so used to doing it on the jig and slipping the tub floor in.
Craig should start a YouTube channel competition with you. He's got a YouTube
He's got a
channel.
YouTube channel, and I told him
He's neglected it for many, many years.
when I was trying to get 1,000 subscribers, I was like, you know, I could have just went on your YouTube channel because you had to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to go live, and it was like a year before I even got 1,000 subscribers.
Took a minute.
I mean, I tried to do everything to get 1,000 subscribers, but I told Craig, I was like, yeah, I could use your YouTube. He said, I ain't got a YouTube. I said, yeah, you do. And I looked it up and I showed him. He's like, I don't have no YouTube. I said, yes, you do. And I showed it to him. I don't know who did it, but he has a YouTube channel and he has over 1,000. I think he's got 2,000 or something subscribers.
What has happened is that Craig has forgotten more than any of us have ever learned, so he just doesn't remember that he had a YouTube channel. Wes says he doesn't want his tub. That's fine.
Oh no, Wes, you're getting it. You're getting it tubbed. I'm just playing. I just said if you wanted it tubbed, I would tub it for you.
But he does know somebody in Alamo who would be interested. That's awesome. Yeah, check with him and then have him either, you can reach out to me or Juby or just get in touch with one of us.
Let us know. It would be great if it was a 68, 69, but 67 will work just all the same. But that would be good.
Let me see if I can find the link to Craig's YouTube and I'll put it in there.
I'm gonna check the camera before we lose y'all, because when it gets an hour and a half or so, it ends up
It gets
low. And yes, we are low.
Where are we at?
We're at 18%.
That's not too bad.
So,
It likes to kick us off at like 7. So.
yeah, sometimes it goes quick when it gets down.
Yeah. So,
So-
we'll, do you know what Craig's YouTube is called?
Craig Hopkins, I don't know.
Okay. Well, you keep on talking, I'll search.
You search, I'll talk. I mean, I'll talk, you search. I meant, you talk, I'll search.
I found it.
AMD Installation is the channel. AMD Installation / Craig Hopkins.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're posting it up. I was like, well, we can post it in the description, but I never
There you
fixed the
go.
description.
It should.
I should,
It's an unrestored Z28 without original engine, so he may be interested. That's really cool, Wes. We hope to hear from him.
yeah. As long as his trunk floor's good.
Yeah.
And inner wheelhouse, nah.
69 Z28.
That's good. That's right up my alley.
You're just making it better and better with every comment.
So if we can get that, that means I can go into production.
Yes.
Yeah, because I really don't want to sell the tub kit unless somebody's building their floor separate without instructions on how to do it. So maybe if he wants it and he can get his car up here. I don't really think that I would have to strip up everything out of it. It would be good if it was stripped, but we'd probably end up having to take the back seat and move the carpet forward and all that, because I don't want to catch nothing on fire.
Yeah, because when you weld, ping, ping, ping.
So it would be great if it wasn't like, you know, something to where we can move some stuff. But we can make it happen as long as the trunk floor is good. and we don't run into no issues with that. So, and my
Dad's favorite.
Yeah.
All right, well.
So, but I guess, Wes, if you find out, send me a message and let me know, and maybe we can make it happen here. Maybe I can start it on a Tech Talk Tuesday or something. Start it on a Tech Talk Tuesday, and then finish it up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe film while I'm doing it. That way I'll have a instructional video and an actual pictures of what to do. And this guy get a free tub kit.
Are you gonna make him put a sticker on his car?
Yeah, I'm gonna make him put a sticker on his back window. A big, amazing
aMAYSing
metalworks. He's gonna have to sign a contract and ride around with that on there for like a year and a half, you know.
I joke about that because a lot of his sponsors that the ones, not everybody that's come through, but I'll say a few, have had some rules like that. They're like, oh, you're gonna have a sticker. If I call you for a show, you gotta be there no matter what. It's on your calendar, and just some of the requirements are a bit crazy, and you have to just go, I appreciate it, but no thanks.
Well, you don't have to be there, the car does, so
Yeah.
it's like, oh, well, I'll have to ship my car here or ship my car there. I don't have to worry about it because it's not my car.
Well,
but anyways,
that's true too.
let me know, Wes, and I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. It kind of got there for a minute where I didn't think we was gonna be
Have a long
late
show?
or a long show, because I wasn't sure how long Craig was gonna stay. I didn't figure too long, but I kind of thought a little bit longer. But he did good. He did his thing, and we jumped on the Galaxy, and I got to knock some of that off my to-do list for it. But anyways, love you guys. I appreciate you tuning in. If you ain't a subscriber, please subscribe, like
this
comment,
video, comment, share, hit the bell so you get notifications when he goes live.
and if you have a YouTube channel, send me a message and let me know, and I'll go subscribe to you. I enjoy watching you guys' channel. Don't get to do it a lot because I am so busy, but once this car is done, I am not doing no more deadline cars, and I'll be concentrating more on YouTube and you guys, and giving y'all more content. I've been trying to put out videos every week because I know that's going to help me get subscribers, and I just really love you guys, and I appreciate y'all tuning in. So we'll see y'all next Tuesday, unless I'm live again this weekend. I think I went live last weekend.
You went live Saturday, I believe. Yeah, it was
for a
Saturday.
few minutes while I was doing the trunk.
Yeah, so
But
he'll
I'll
either see you
you.
next Tuesday at least.
Yeah, Tuesday at least. Appreciate it.
Love you guys. Thanks. Bye.